Martin, thank you for the follow. Good evening, everybody. James here, of course, on this very beautiful Earth Day sale. That's right, Earth Day sale stream. Of course, over here doing this Jackery stream with you guys with a bunch of very cool products. But don't forget, it is definitely Earth Day sale. So you guys are going to see a bunch of cool stuff. Right there's probably that Justin in chat, guys. We also do have Lois with us. So if you guys have questions, Justin or Lois, may be able to reply in chat a little quicker than me. Since I am, of course, running the show at the same time. Now, with that, guys, we've got a bunch of great products, but we also get that 5% discount code down there in that banner for you guys. So if you spend over $1,000, don't forget to use that discount code for that to save you an extra 5%. Now, with that also, guys, if you spend over, I think it's $1,000, there's also a free carrying bag with the purchase. So don't forget that one, too. It's in the extra savings on Amazon already there for you. Cyberboy, hello, how are you doing? Shiproman, what's up, my friend? What's up? Now, guys, we're going to be showing you guys a bunch, nope, that's out of my realm, buddy. Oh, nope, out of my realm. Justin, Twitch or something like that, buddy. Guys, with this, of course, we're going to be showing a bunch of cool products starting from, of course, entry-level systems up to, of course, full-range systems. Rather it be you guys want to go out to the lake and inflate your, your inflatable canoe or maybe your inflatable raft. Or maybe you guys are going camping and you want to, inflate your air mattress. Entry-level systems would work for that. Or if you guys really just want to do a bunch of other stuff, like let's say power your house, we got the larger systems as well. Now, with that, we're going to start off with the smallest system that I can actually see here, and that's going to be the 100 Plus. Now, the 100 Plus comes with this nice little cable kit. This is, of course, USB-C to USB-C, 100-watt pass-through cable for that charging rate. Now, on this, you also get, of course, a DC plug with USB-C with that as well, and that's actually a really cool piece for that. And that means you can actually connect up a solar panel to this and actually charge a solar panel off of this little cabling. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what's the 100 Plus? Well, the 100 Plus is actually this little bad boy right here. That's right. That little palm-sized device on that. That's it. Palm-sized, guys. 2 pounds. That's all this weighs. 99 watt-hours of power, 31,000 milliamps of power inside this little package. Now, with that, LiFePO4 cells, of course, that's what you get. You get an intelligent battery management system. You get also, of course, some safety precautions in there as well. Now, with this, you get 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max of charging capability. Now, those USB-C ports are in and out ports, so you can actually charge inwards and outwards at the same time. You also have that USB-A port at 18 watts max charging capability with this as well on top of that. Now, with this, you can fully charge this in under 2 hours on a wall plug with no problem. Now, with that, of course, you're going to be able to run a bunch of different things. Now, I tell you that because I've actually been doing more and more stuff with this to try different things with it. Now, what you're going to be ranging in is devices that plug in through USB-C or USB-A. And that's actually quite a lot of different devices that you could actually think of. Ranging from like electronics devices from your phones to your laptops to your tablets and to other devices, or even a Nintendo Switch gaming console, or maybe your Stream Deck. You could do that off of this with no problem. Your Nintendo Switch should be able to run off of this for over 4 hours without a problem. Now, what I will tell you though is I actually had a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor hooked up to this, and it ran for over 3.5 hours together. No problem whatsoever. It's the palm-sized package that's actually really cool because this is actually intended to be on-the-go type of product. I mean, it's literally fits in your hand, you take it with you, and you're good to go. Better part is it's actually really accessible. You can put it in your backpack or your purse or even a luggage and take it on a trip with you. You can even take it on a plane and keep your devices powered up through this. That's kind of cool. And since they do think about it, they give you this nice little, of course, little cord and cable to charge your devices with this. Very beautiful entry-level system. It's like 33% off today. It's like $99.99. Literally $100, guys. You can't go wrong with that power bank. Cool piece. I really do enjoy that one right there quite a bit. I'm going to set that on the ground right there. Now, another cool piece, guys, is, I'm going to say, all of these packages back here will come with a cabling kit, and they'll come in a bag like this. Depending on the device you get, you may get a different style of carrying kit. The smaller ones, like the 240s, the 300s, and maybe the 500 and the 1000, will come with like a device almost like this. It's almost like a laptop style of cabling. You're also going to get a different device, maybe a cigarette lighter charging cable or a solar panel cable. So the kits will vary in those ranges. If you don't get that style of kit, you're going to get a different style, and that's going to be, of course, the same carrying bag with their logo, but the cablings are just slightly different. Now, this has got like your old school, your desktop PC cabling plug, 3-prong, of course, nice and long cable. It's also going to come with a cigarette lighter plug, and this one actually has an adapter for single to dual solar panel connection. So they do come with a kit, guys. They make sure that you have everything you need to run your devices on hand, and that's kind of cool because you don't have to go back out and buy other cabling. They thought about it and said, "Hey, let's add that in there for you." So now we're going to move over to, of course, the 240. The 240 is right over here on the table. Now, the 240 is less than 7 pounds. This is actually like slightly over 6 pounds of weight. Now, 240 watt hours of power with this device. It's got one single AC outlet, guys, that's going to do 200 watts of pure sine wave connectability for using that and running devices with this. Now, with this, 2 USB-A ports. Those are actually 5 volt 2.4 amps. You also have a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug, and of course a DC plug for your solar panel, wall plug, or of course cigarette lighter plugs with this. Now on this, they are individually switched devices. So each of these plugs are individually switched, need to be turned on to run. Takes a second to flip them on, and that's it. So individually switched. Now with it, of course, you guys have a display. The display is actually nice and bright. It'll show you guys the battery level that's left on the charge rate of the battery. It'll also show you guys the input and output of that. Now, with the charging times on this one, it's going to be a little bit, almost 3.5 hours to fully charge on a wall plug. About 5 hours in a car on a cigarette lighter plug. If you have, let's say, a Solar Saga 100 solar panel, about 4.5 to 5 hours of charge time out in the sun, you're good to go. Now with this one though, you're going to be able to charge, let's say, your iPhones about 24 times with this, your DSLR cameras about 15 to 16 times, or even run your camera gear, your lighting gear, or even a CPAP machine for multiple hours without a problem. And that's actually kind of cool with this. So when you have that, you guys have a great little piece of technology that's going to work out well. Now this one's like 9% off. It's like $219 with that, which is actually very beautifully well done for the price point on this. And that's actually beautifully, beautifully done. Now, of course, with that, guys, you can run multiple other devices on hand. Now, guys, Justin, can you check Facebook chat, buddy? Now, guys, with this, of course, you got the fixed handle. The handle, of course, is beautifully well done. Has, of course, the Jackery logo. Has silicone pads with this. It's got everything you need, including cooling technology, Class 9 drop protection, which means it can be dropped and it won't hurt to a certain range. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go out and, let's say, just chuck it up in the air like that and throw it on the ground. But if you accidentally drop it from a proper height, it can and will, of course, last without an issue. And that's just the way it works. It's actually kind of cool. I've actually dropped this about 9 feet high. Did not try to drop it that high, but it did handle the drop with no problem. There's nothing wrong with it. There's not even nothing loose inside, which is great. I love that it can handle the drop and do what you need when you need it. So 240 watt hours of power with this one is actually a really nice little piece. So if you guys need the Jackery 240, might be a great option for you. What else do we got over here? I think we're going to be showing you guys the 300. So we're going to pop over to the 300. But first, I'm going to mention, guys, That discount code Lois just dropped, guys. If you spend over 1,000, don't forget that there's a discount code for 5% off. There's also the free carrying bag if you spend over 1,000. I just want to make sure you guys know that. Now, these deals will last till I think April 28th. So do know that it is there. Now, that 5% off is for the live streams only. So do know that as well. Now with it, this is the 300. Now the 300 is actually a greatly sized little piece. Now this one does weigh approximately 7.1 pounds of weight with that. Now 293 watt hours of power is going to run a good amount of stuff. Even a little mini fridge could run off of this for a little bit with no problem. Now, unlike the 240, this has actually got 2 AC outlets of the 3-prong standard American plug style. Now, with that, it's going to be 300 watts of pure sine wave connectability, but can, of course, peak at 600 if you really need to. Now, I don't recommend it going over that, but you could if you have to. Now, the difference is this has actually got 3 USB ports, and that one is a USB-C port. That USB-C port is a 60-watt in and out port. You also have, of course, a plug cover over the 12-volt 10-amp, of course, device for your cigarette plug. Now with this one's actually going to take a little bit longer to charge. About 3.5 hours on a wall plug. Now this one's actually going to take less time to charge on a cigarette lighter plug though. It's still a little over 3.5 hours, but that's less than, of course, the 5 hours of charge time. With it, of course, if you have a Solar Saga 100 solar panel, about 4.5 hours to do that. Now what's even better is you actually use the wall plug and that USB-C port and have it charged in 2 hours with this. Now with this, of course, it's like 21% off tonight, which is a good amount of time. Now with this one, you could be able to run that Nintendo Switch for over 40 hours on hand. And I kind of like that you can actually do that. Now, I do apologize. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I had to cough. Now with this, guys, this is a great piece. Still very light, very accessible, can be carried pretty much anywhere with you. You can take it anywhere as you need it. I mean, it's not that large, so definitely you could put it in a suitcase if you needed to. Put it in, of course, your truck or camper or RV and take it on a camping trip with you. Or just use it around the house for quick and simple emergencies. Now, of course, you guys can run a light bulb off of this with no problem. Your 3-watt light bulbs, your DSLR camera gear, your lighting gear, your ring lights, your even your lights like I have my Govee lights, guys. You could run that off of this with no problem. Yes, technically you could run a TV off of this. 45-watt TV, guys. Of course, you'll be able to run it for about 6 hours or less on this. Now, that's actually a good amount of runtime to be able to run a TV. That should be enough to get you guys through a nice little short outage of power, or vice versa. You could even connect up, let's say, a heated blanket with this. This is a great piece. The 300 is a phenomenal piece that's going to work out well for a lot of you. Now, with that, we're going to move over, of course, to its big brother, the 500. Now, the 500 AC Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. The 500, guys, is actually going to be really, really cool because it's 518 watt hours of power, but when we jump over to this little view, you're going to be like, well, where is it? It's right in the middle. It's right down there. That is the 500. Now, the 500 is a single AC outlet device, but it does do 500 watts of pure sine wave power through that AC device. Now, with it, you have 3 USB-A ports at 5 volt, 2.4 amps. You have 3 DC output ports and 1 DC input port. Still has the fixed handle, but does weigh about 13 pounds of weight with this. Now, what's different is this one actually has a flashlight built in on the side that we can turn on and off, and has SOS patterns if we hold it down, so you guys can actually see the SOS patterns with that. Now, it's kind of cool. Still has large silicone pads on the bottom, so you guys don't have to worry about marring up surfaces and stuff. It has nice cooling technologies built in. It still has that nice display with the fixed handle. Now, 518 watt hours of power is actually a good amount of power for you guys with that. Now, of course, you guys have a bunch of other stuff that we can actually do, of course, with that and everything else. We can actually charge it on wall plugs. You can charge it on cigarette car lighters. You can actually use solar panels. You have all of those options with this. Now, you'll be able to run, let's say, your little mini cooler for about 9 hours. That 45-watt TV about 7 to 8 hours. Your laptops. Now, when I talk about laptops with this one, I'm going to be going into the realm of, let's say, small notebooks or tablets, okay? I'm not talking about your gaming laptops. With that, you'll be able to run it about 30 hours or so off of this device. Now, Class 9 drop protection, individually wrapped life post cells, 34% off with this one, guys. So you're going to be spending about $349 instead of $529. That's a smoking deal on this little device at 13 pounds of weight. Now, it is, of course, packable. You can carry it around. 13 pounds is not a lot of weight, so you should be able to carry it around. If you want to run a heated blanket off of it, you're going to get about 3.5 to 4 hours of runtime with a heated blanket, which is a good amount of time. With that, though, still has all the inspections or what you would expect to have in this. Like your intelligent battery management systems, your temperature sensors, your, of course, protections like from overcharged circuits and overheating and everything else with that. And I kind of like that they add all that in here for the 500. It's a really, really accessible piece for you. Now, if you were looking for something like that, that is definitely something I would check out with that. I apologize. Hit my quick button on my mouse and did not realize I killed the camera. Now with it, of course, guys, you can run that little mini cooler. Now what I mean by a mini cooler, it's going to be like your little camping cooler. That's going to run for maybe up to about 9 hours, and that's actually decently well done. Maybe you need to air up some inflatable devices, maybe inflatable rafts or inflatable donuts. About 8 hours, you should be able to run an air pump off of this, and that's actually quite cool with that. So the 500, fundamentally an amazing product. Now we're going to be moving over, of course, to its big brother, and this is going to be the 1000. Now the 1000, of course, is 1,002 watt hours of power. Has 3 AC outlets. Now these AC outlets are going to do 1,000 watts of pure sine wave power at 110 volts. That means you can plug in, I'm going to say it, you can plug in your window AC into this. It will run your window AC. Now, it's not going to run it for all day, but it will run a window AC if you need it. Now, with this one, you get 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports with that, and a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug on this. Now, you also get, of course, 2 different input plugs. That's going to be like your alligator clip for your solar panels, and, of course, your round DC plug for your wall plug and cigarette lighter plug. Just like the 500, it's got a flashlight on the side. That's going to do well for you guys and a bunch of ranges. Now, charge rate, though, is going to be a little different with this. Since it is 1,002 watt hours of power, it's going to take about 5 hours to fully charge this on a wall plug. Now, if you wanted to, you guys could put it on a, let's say, a car outlet. That's going to be like your cigarette lighter plug. About 11.5 hours runtime. Now, some of us may have newer cars that actually have wall plug style plugs in our cars, which means we can do it with the wall plug charging time instead of the cigarette lighter plug. That's kind of cool. Now, if you have multiple solar panels, of course, you'll be able to charge it that way as well on this. Now, runtime with this, since it's 1,002 watt hours of power, you guys will be able to run a good amount of stuff, ranging from even a coffee maker for over 88 minutes, and that's going to be like your cappuccino machines and stuff. Your electric heated blanket, about 11 hours of runtime, or that flashlight on the side. That little 3-watt light bulb is going to give you about 65 hours of luminescence to light up your camp area, your house, or other areas that you need to luminesce or light up. I kind of like that they added that light on there because, well, I don't always like grabbing flashlights, so having one near you is going to work out simply well. Now, if you wanted to do, let's say, like that ice chest, about 13 hours of runtime, or of course that big screen TV behind me, about 9 hours. Now, with that, though, that is like $629. It's normally $999, so it's actually going to save you quite a bit tonight, about 37% off. Now, with that though, we also have that option of this device and multiple solar panels. So we have the 1000 and the option of 2 solar panel kit. Now that means you're going to be able to get the 1002 of the Solar Saga 100 panels for about $1,000. Actually, $999. That's like 39% savings. Now, the Solar Saga 100 solar panels is a fully waterproof and water resistant solar panel that's going to do well at 100 watts of charge rate at 18 volts. So with 2 of those, you'll have this device charged in about 6.5 hours. And that's actually amazing. So you don't have to pay the electric company, or maybe you're out camping and you want to get a charge back in that device for your week-long camping trip. Of course, it is in that beautiful orange and black coloration that you would come to expect from Jackery. Any questions that I have missed? Let's check, see here. So, nope, don't think I missed anything. You guys want to talk about a larger device? We can talk about a larger device, right? Let's talk about the 2000 Pro. So we're actually going to go into the 2000 Pro kit. The 2000 Pro is actually an amazing, beautiful package. This is what I'm going to call out of the range of entry-level system. This is the full-on, let's say, come to the craw, home backup, emergency RV, outdoor, off-the-grid living, right? So we have this option. Of course, you guys are looking at that, and we're going to move over to the other side. And you're probably like, well, it's blocked. Well, yeah, it's kind of blocked. Let me move the device. Right there, if I move that, we're looking at, of course, the 2000. Now, if I turn this on, you're going to notice something. The large display is actually changed. It's actually a larger display with a nice black and, of course, bright orange high contrast with white writing. That means you're going to be able to read this display even in the sunlight. That's kind of cool. Now, with this, though, you have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability for your lower power devices like your Samsung S24s, or let's say your other devices that take that style plug. Then you have 2 USB-A ports at 100 watts, or USB-C ports at 100 watts max of charging capability for your power-hungry MacBook devices or other devices like that. Now, with this one, though, it's got an orange plug over here. This plug is actually the flashlight, so it does have a light on the side. It does, of course, do multiple modes of charging, or multiple modes of luminescence with that. Now, you also have another corked plug over here on the other side for the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. Now, unlike the last devices that have fixed handles, this one actually has a foldable handle. Now, the handle folds up, has a nice like silicone padding on there for you. Now, this one actually will be in the range of approximately $2,600, so you can actually use that 5% clippable coupon and save you guys some money. Now, with this, though, you have 3 AC outlets at, guys, 2,200 watts of pure sine wave connectability on this. Now, this device is 2,160 watt hours of power. That means you guys could be able to run 1,150 watt window AC off of this device without an issue. Now, the charging times, of course, are going to be a little different for you guys. 2 hours on a wall plug, and it's fully charged. That's actually a great amount of deal to charge that quick, that fast, with that big of a battery system. Now, if you guys are, let's say, taking a cross-country trip, maybe you're going from California to, of course, the Texas or something. 24 hours in the car, fully charged is all it's going to take, or even your RV. With this kit, though, it does come with 2 Solar Saga 200-watt solar panels. And those panels are the largest panels that they make that I know to this date. Besides that 5% clippable coupon you guys can use, there's actually a $700 clippable coupon on the Amazon page to save you another $700 as well. And since you're still spending over $1,000, you guys can use that 5% clippable coupon, and you can receive that 1 free carrying case with this device. Now, run times is going to change with this one. You're going to have, of course, 2,160 watt hours of power, which means you guys can run the 5 horsepower air compressors for about 86 minutes. Your electric drill for over 2 hours. Your 1,100 watt window AC for about 2 hours of runtime. That's slightly about at 2 hours, right? If you wanted to, you guys could run technically your 520 watt double door refrigerator for about 3.5 to 3.25 hours. And that's actually kind of cool. You have a power outage. You want to make sure that your meat or food stay frozen or cold for a longer period of time. Plug that fridge in and let it run off of that. Now, technically, you could even plug in, let's say, your kitchen stove and run it off of this if you wanted to as well. Or maybe you're doing a movie night out back, plug in your movie projector, your inflatable screen, and your Bluetooth speakers or your sound bar, and you have it all running off of this. It's a great idea for a product. So that is an amazing, amazing product. The 2000 Pro is perfect for a lot. Now, like I said, 2200 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 4400 watts. So yes, you guys could technically plug a lawnmower into this, like the electric lawnmower, electric chainsaws, even your table saws, but your runtime on that is going to be less with that. But hey, what can I say? Now with that though, you do have about 40 pounds of weight with this. I think it's like 36 pounds or more. So it does weigh quite a bit. The whole package with the solar panels is like 78 pounds. So do know that this one does weigh. Now, always, like as I say, if you get the solar panels, you should always check out their extender cable, the 16.5-foot extension cable. That way you can have the solar panels out in a different area and put your power station away so you don't have to worry about it. It's a great product. Love the 2000 Pro. Now, of course, like I said, 2000 Pro with solar panels is an amazing, amazing option. Now, for those of you that maybe want their largest device, and that's going to be like their largest standalone device, we're going to talk about the 3000 Pro. Now, before we go into the 3000 Pro, we're going to talk about how the 3000 Pro can work with an app. Now, with that, of course, guys, you have the Jackery app that can plug in, turn on. It's a beautiful bright orange screen. It's going to show you guys all of the devices that are on there. Now, the 3000 is not powered up, but if it was, it would tell you the battery range. It would also tell you the temperature that is actually running at. It will also allow you to turn on and off your switches from your AC plugs to your DC plugs. Now, inside this, though, you'll also be able to go in here and you'll do battery management settings if you guys want. You have to have the device on for that. Now, with that, of course, I'm going to block out. Let's do this. Back up. I'm trying to block out, of course, my information so you guys cannot see, of course, my device. But right there, guys, you can see, of course, scan devices. You can edit device names, change settings, battery management, and emergency settings as well. Now, energy saving modes is quite cool as well. Changing the name of it just means if you have multiple 3000s, you put one name is, let's say, 3000 for the garage and 3000 for the RV or vice versa, or home or camping. You have that option to change that name so you guys can keep track of it. The app is, of course, on Android and iOS, so you don't have to worry about that, guys. It is out there. Now, the 3000 Pro is a beautiful, beautiful device. If I pop over here, we can actually go into the devices, and it's actually right there on that table. There are two of them that look almost identical, of course. If I go back here, you'll see those, of course, on hand, and, of course, my picture is probably a little wonky because my camera's not wanting to go right. That is the 3000. Guys, the 3000 is 3,024 watt hours of power. Now, the price point's normally about $4,000 on this kit because it is a kit. It's going to be the 3000 Pro and two of the Solar Saga 200 panels. It's actually 30% off tonight, so it's like $27.99. Now, with this, it's only going to take 2.5 hours to fully charge this device. Now, the cool part about this is, guys, you have 5 AC outlets. You have 4 of the standard 3-prong American style at 120 volts, of course, at 20 amps, at 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000 with this. Then you have that 5th one, and of course, it's going to be like your TIG or MIG welder or other devices. Still has your 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, cigarette lighter plug, of course, that's actually... if I have a nail to pop it open, you guys can see it has a nice little package with this. Now, still has that nice large display. This one is a little bit different. There is a nice large orange handles. This does weigh, of course, 64 pounds of weight with this. Now, with this device, since it does weigh so much, yep, the whole family's right here on my table. We're going to talk about, of course, popping over here. Since it's so large, they put wheels on this one. It's got 3-inch wheels that can be rolled around pretty much on most surfaces, which is actually kind of cool. Now, of course, with that, you have a telescopic aluminum handle. That telescopic aluminum handle, of course, slides in and out of the device so you can actually tip it and roll it, which is nicely well done. Now, with it, you actually have a bunch of protections, which is kind of cool. With that, we can pop over here and show you guys 12, of course, 12 forms of protection, 9 temperature sensors, and a bunch of other technologies built in, like your intelligent battery management system. Now, of course, you guys have different run times, so you can actually run, let's say, your window AC for over 3 hours. That's going to be like 1150 watt window AC. You can run your 5-watt refrigerator, or not 5 watt, 520 watt refrigerator off of this. Now, ranging times is going to change between your refrigerators. Some are going to be about 520 watts, some will be lower. So that time is going to change depending on what you're using. If you're using that 15-watt little cooler that you're taking camping, you're going to get probably 70 hours of runtime. You have that range. Now, that light bulb, of course, that 3-watt, 5-watt light bulb, about 200 hours of runtime. It's a great product. This is actually quite amazing. 2.5 hours fully charged, 34 hours in a cigarette lighter plug. Of course, solar panels is going to change that charge rate as well. Great piece right there for you as well. Now, with it, like I said, it's their largest standalone system, and it's actually 30% off. And since it is over, of course, that 3,000 kilowatts of hour power, you have, of course, you can technically unlock that 30% tax credit. You'll have to check out your state or local tax credit section and fill out, of course, for that on your end. Jackery doesn't give that, but it is Freddie. That's pretty good, Freddie. Any questions about that large system, please ask. We are definitely here to answer. Now, we can go into what you could really run off of that, because technically you could run charge your electric bike off of this. You could charge, other devices. Now, if you're charging your electric bike, your battery on the electric bike may be about the same as this power station. So do know, yes, you could, but you may not get a full charge depending on the size of that lithium battery on your bike. So I'm just going with that. If you wanted to, you guys could run a CPAP machine, your blenders, your toasters, your microwave ovens, your house ovens. Like your 800-watt house oven should be able to run about 3 hours of runtime with that. Bummerman, how you doing, buddy? Now, another cool thing is guys, if you are without power but you need your well pump to work, plug in, of course, that well pump and run your well pump off of that. So you definitely could do that. And your well pumps are usually about 60 watts of power. So you can definitely do that, of course. I kind of like that idea. Making sure I have water going while my power's out. The even better part is literally it is silent. It's about 30 decibels. You don't have to worry about it. Now, we're going to move back into little handheld devices. We're going to go into the 300 plus range, right? So the 300 plus is a cool little device. Now, this, of course, is 288 watt hours of power, but it's back into entry-level systems. But they changed it up. They put a handle on it so you can actually fold the handle up. Now, they also changed out the display. Now, if I turn it on, of course, we'll power it up. And you guys will notice that they went from, of course, that white display over to the nice, bright, high contrast display for you. So you guys can actually see that nice high contrast screen. Now, since it is a plus system, you can run this off of the app. That's right, you can run it off the app. Now, with this, you get 2 USB-C ports. Only one of those is an in and out port at 100 watts. You have a USB-A port. That USB-A port, guys, is, of course, 15 watts max. You have one AC outlet at 300 watts of pure sine wave connectability. Now, this should actually be charged or is capable of charging itself in under an hour and a half off a wall plug. And that's actually beautifully well done with that. I kind of like that you can fully charge this device in about an hour and a half with no problem. You could run, let's say, your house fan, your small house fan, for about 4 hours with this. Your phones, your laptops, your drones, and other camera gear. This is actually 21% off tonight. It's like $236. What's up, Phil? How you doing, Phil? Hey, Flint Gold. How you doing, man? What's everybody doing? How's their Sunday going? Guys, again, iOS, Android with this has the apps, can work with the apps, no problem. This is a great piece of technology. You can run a lot of stuff off of this. Now, the cool idea is since you guys can get this by itself, but there is an option to get the 300 Plus with the 40-watt solar panel. So the 40-watt solar panel, we're going to show you guys this. This is a cool little panel. I love this. I really do. This is, of course, a solar panel. This solar panel is literally the size of a notebook. So the size of a notebook, you can put this in your backpack to carry it on a camping trip, a day hiking trip, or other devices with the 300 Plus. Now, this kit with the solar panel is like $299, and that's actually kind of cool. Now, it is, of course, a magnetic clasp. The magnetic clasp does pop over. It will fold out, and you guys are going to see that monocrystalline solar cell technology right there. Now, with this, it has eye ringlets. Always use these eye ringlets to tie it down when you are wanting to. It's a trifold design with quad panels. So you actually have 4 panels of grabbing device to grab that light. Let's see if I don't drop it. Right there, guys. This is cool. I like the size of this because it will do 40 watts of charge capability. It's going to allow you to charge this device, guys, in a good amount of time. So you don't have to worry about that. You can actually have this charged in about 7.5 hours off of this solar panel. It's not the world's largest solar panel, but it will grab that power and charge the 300 Plus without an issue with this. I like that idea. I like the thought of that, of course, on hand. And when you're done, fold it back up, put it back in your backpack or, notebook, wherever you guys really want to hide it. And that's where it's going to go. It's really, really cool. I actually just did a video of this showing you guys it plugged in to the devices and running with this. So just did some videos of this. Now, of course, that price point is like $300 for the 300 plus that 40-watt panel. Great, great option. Now, if you want a better option or a larger solar panel option, we have the 300 Plus and the Jackery Explorer 100 Solar Saga panel. Normally about $580. It's 22% off. It's $449. Now, that solar panel, of course, is a larger panel. This is, of course, the 100 panel. So this is the panel it's going to come with for 22% off. It's a large, large panel. And we'll actually show you guys this panel later on tonight. So if you guys stick around, you guys can see this panel, the 200-watt panel, of course, as well. Right on. Had a great day. Nice. Autographs. You got autographs? No way. So if you guys want, there's the 300 Plus. Multiple options for you at those price points. Now, we're going to move into the range of, I'm going to say it, modular systems. Now, a modular system to me is a system that you can add other pieces to. Let's say like a battery. You guys want to add batteries to devices? This one allows for that. We're going to pop over. We're going to show you guys the 100. Back there. Actually, the 1000. That's the 1000 Plus right up top. Now, you're probably like, well, it's a little dark to see. You're right. I agree. It's definitely dark to see. We're going to bounce down there. We're going to zoom on in a little closer with this. Let's see if we can get that camera to work today. That is the 1000 Plus. Now, the 1000 Plus works with the iOS system. This is going to do 1264 watt hours of power. Now, the 1000 Plus will actually do 2000 watts of pure sine wave power through the 3 AC outlets. So you can actually run a window AC off of this if you wanted to. Now you have, of course, the 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability, 2 USB-A ports, of course, at 18 watts max charging capability. That means you can charge your Samsung S24, your S25s, your Google Pixels, or your DSLR cameras, or anything through those plugs. Now you still have, of course, that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug. You also have the flashlight. Now the flashlight's a little different than the other ones. And that's because it doesn't have a cover, but it does, of course, sit there and light up. You'll actually turn the device on first, though, and we'll actually power that up. And then we'll actually grab the flashlight and turn it on. It does have 3 modes of lighting. It has, of course, SOS pattern if you need. Just like the others, it's got a foldable handle. The handle, of course, does fold up and is grabbable. This weighs approximately 32 pounds of weight with the LiFePo 4 cells. Now, the LiFePo 4 cells are individually wrapped for the convenience of protection of this. Now, intelligent battery management system works out well. You can actually determine what the device power it needs, and that's what's going to send out for that. Now, of course, charging time's going to be a little bit different with this. We're going to talk about it. Under 2 hours, wall plug, fully charged, you're good to go. If you want to plug it into, let's say, your RV cigarette lighter plug or your minivan or wherever you guys have it in there, about 7 hours of charge time it's going to take for that. Now, running devices, though, because it is 1,264 watt hours of power, you could run your 1,150 watt window AC for a little over an hour, and that's going to be a nice 10,000 watt or 10,000 BTU window AC on this. Now, it is, of course, sustainable energy, so you can actually plug it into the solar panel. You don't have to have, running it off your house electric and stuff. It's the power you need as you need it, when you need it. Of course, you can run your 520 watt refrigerator for about 2 hours on this, or an angle grinder, pull saws, pruning saws, movie projectors, and other devices without an issue. Now, at the price point, it's normally $1,200. It's like $9.99 tonight, plus there's actually a $150 clippable coupon, so you're going to save a little bit more on that one. Now, with that, though, we also have the 1,000 plus solar panels on the carousel as well. That means you're going to get that power station and 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels. Normally, I think that's like $1,700. It should be about $14.99 tonight. And there's a $200 and $250 clippable coupon, if I can remember correctly. So you're going to be saving a good amount of money, but you're over that $1,000 price point. So use that discount code that I'll actually have Justin reshare, and you guys can save 5% off of that purchase. Now, since you're still spending over $1,000, you get to click that extra promotion and have a free carrying bag for it as well. I kind of like that idea to have the carrying bag, because sometimes carrying it by the handle is not how I want to do it. Or maybe I don't want dust on it as we're getting there, or vice versa, or I want to put it away. Carrying bag's kind of cool. I like the option of the carrying bag. So that, of course, is the package for the solar panels and, of course, the station. But remember, I said modular, so we're going to talk about the kit. Now, this, of course, is the 1,000 plus kit. That means you're going to get the battery, which is next to it. You guys don't see that. We'll zoom out. There's actually a battery over there. That is on top of that stack on the opposite side. So this is the full kit. 2 solar panels, the power station, and a battery. That means you're doubling the power. You got 2,528 watt hours of power in this kit. It's like $2,099 today. There's a $350 clippable coupon, plus that 5% coupon you guys can do. It's going to save you a amount of time. Now, since you added a battery, you doubled the runtime of all of the products that you could run off of this on hand. What's even better is you can connect up to 3 batteries on this device. So you go from, of course, over 5 kilowatts of hour power with 3 batteries. That's a great idea for that. Now, I'm going to actually get up and walk behind this because I kind of want to show you guys some things. First and foremost, it does have a display. So if I hit this button, it'll light up a display. It'll show you guys the battery range of that device. Now, it also has a handle to carry it around with. This does weigh a little bit. On the back, it has a large plug device, so you can actually plug it in with the battery to the power station and link them up. Now, with that, though, you guys can plug in solar panels and still have it charged, but you got that extra battery range with it. I kind of like that. Hey, thanks, Justin. Appreciate that. So if you guys need the 1,000 plus, it might be a great option for you and a great piece of technology for that. And we have 3 different variations. We have the station by itself. We also have the station and 2 solar panels, or we have the station, the battery, and 2 solar panels. Love all of those options for you. They're just amazing, amazing options. Now with that though, we're going to actually zoom down. We zoomed a little too far, did we not? To that station right there. That is going to be their largest modular system, the 2000 Plus. Now the 2000 Plus is what I'm going to call the full-on kit and caboodle. This device is what I call living off of the grid, because you could live off of the grid with this without any problem. Because it is such a large system and it is modular, and we'll get into the full modular piece of this. Just like the 3000 Pro, it's in the same kit, same casing. You guys will see right there, I actually have something plugged into it, running those LED lights off of this. Been running those LED lights off of this for the last, I think, 2 to 3, about 2 months now. So it should be down there with the battery, about 70 to 80% battery, but still running without a problem. Now with this is actually 2,042 watt hours of power on the device or station itself. Has 5 AC outlets. For the standard 3-prong, of course, American AC outlets at 120 volts at 20 amps of connectability. Then you have that 5th one that can plug in like your TIG or MIG welders, your old school house washers and dryers, or even, let's say, your old school stove plugs. So you can definitely do that with that. Now, of course, with this, you have the standard double USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. You have 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max charging capability. If I zoom on down in there, guys, you should be able to see that a little better. You still have that nice large display, and I'll actually press the power button so you guys can see it. Right here. You guys can see right there. 80% battery left. It's taking about 14 to 17 watts of power to run this lighting. It says I have about 45 hours more of runtime left of this device with just using this LED lighting. That's actually kind of cool with that. Now, just like the 3000, this one's got nice large orange handles to lift it up, but the device does weigh 64 pounds. So it is 64 pounds of weight with the 2000 Plus. Now, the 2000 Plus does work with, of course, the app. So you have the Android or iOS-based app to turn on all the plugs from away from home or at home if you needed. Amy, hello, how are you doing? Now, of course, charge time. We're going to talk about charge time, right? 2 hours wall plug fully charged. 25 hours in a car outlet. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take a while. Solar panels, of course, we'll get into the solar panel charge rate in a while with this. Now, if you want to run 1150 watt window AC, you're going to get about 2 hours of runtime. Your lawnmower, your TIG or MIG welder. Now, if you plug a TIG or MIG welding machine into this, you're only going to get about a little over a half an hour. If you were one of those that has a sleep apnea, plug in your sleep apnea machine or your CPAP machine, about 150 hours of runtime on that. And that's kind of cool with that. Now, with it, of course, your 520 watt refrigerator, a little over 3 hours of runtime. Your 200 watt all-in-one desktop PC, that's going to be like your HPs or your Dells or even your old school Gateways, about 12 hours of runtime. It's not going to run your gaming PC for that amount of time, though. If you want to do, let's say, movie night, that 100 watt projector, about 14 hours of runtime. What else could we talk about? Your lawnmowers. I think your lawnmower and weed eater should be about 2 hours of runtime, a little over 2 hours. Your pull saws, that's going to be like your smaller electric chainsaws, a little over an hour and a quarter or so with that. Off the grid, if you guys want to do like your inverter heaters, your 70 watt inverter heaters is going to be about 19 hours of runtime. This is a great package. It's about 25% off. Normally, I think it's like normally, actually it's 23% off, normally $2,100. It's $1,699. Now, we also have, of course, the 2000 Plus and solar panels. Normally, that's going to be about $3,300. It's like 25% off, so it's going to be $2,479 if I can remember correctly. So many numbers to remember off the top of my head, guys. I'm not kidding. So with that, though, you're going to get, of course, with the solar panels, it's going to be this power station and their largest panels, 2 of those in this kit. And that's actually a good deal. Now we're going to move over into the modular part. And that's actually adding a battery to it. And that battery is literally sitting right on top of it. That, of course, is the Jackery Explorer kit. Now, this kit is, of course, called the 4000 kit. Now, the Jackery Explorer 4000 kit is the 2000 plus station and the E2000 plus battery. Now, that means you just doubled your battery runtime to 4,085 watt hours of power. That's a lot of power. Now, what's even better is since it's a modular system, you can actually add 5 batteries total to 12 kilowatts of hour power. That's a lot of power. That should be able to run your house with no problem. And I kind of like that you can do that, of course, and run all of that. So with that battery, though, that's normally like a $3,800 price tag. It's like $2,944, 23% off for the 4000 kit. Now that means you guys have double the AC runtime, up to about 4 hours of runtime with the window AC. And it is still silent, less than 30 decibels of sound with that. Yeah, he met Sparky and didn't get me a signature, I guess. I don't know why he didn't do that. Come on, man. Come on. Now, of course, guys, I will talk about the battery lifespan, right, guys? So you're going to get about 4,000 charge cycles. Most of us aren't going to do like 4,000 charge cycles. Some will. You should get over a 10-year lifespan with this device. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that 10-year lifespan is going to last probably longer than that. At that 10-year mark, it means your battery will degrade to about 80% or so with LiFePO 4 cells. It's the same thing I use in my car. I use a lot of LiFePO or Yinglongs to run my car. So you get a good amount of lifespan on those batteries. What else you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about the full kit? We can go into the full kit. What about that? This is going to be the full 4000 kit. It's going to be the power station, the battery, and 2 solar panels. Normally about a $5,000 price tag. This is $35.99 today. Plus get that 5% off. Plus get that free carrying bag, of course, on hand. Now that's actually cool, full-on kit. What's even better is what I have not talked to you about. We're going to go here. The 2000 plus system is, of course, modular. You can have 5 batteries added up to this. What I didn't tell you is, though, is you can actually link 2 of the 2000 plus power stations together and add 10 batteries. That means you have 24 kilowatts of hour power. That should be able to run your house for probably 4 to 5 days with most devices. Now, I'm not going to be able to say you're going to run everything in the house forever. But remember, you can add solar panels. You can actually add 6 panels per station. Plus, you can add solar panels to the actual batteries as well. The batteries do have, of course, the plugs for solar panels on top of that. So you get multiple solar panels. You're literally living off the grid. You're not paying for your electric company. You're saving yourself a lot of time. 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, 6,000 watts max. That system is the system to beat all systems. I kind of like that. Hey, no problem. Hope you have a great dinner. I do. Now we're going to move over, of course, into the solar panels. We're going to talk about the Solar Saga 100 panel. Actually, we're going to pop into the Mini 40. So we're actually showing you guys the Solar Mini 40, which I just showed you guys a little bit ago. This is the solar panel, the Mini 40. The Mini 40 is actually a 40-watt mini solar panel that does have a magnetic clasp that folds over, of course, and it has, of course, a trifold design with quad panels. This, of course, is IP68 waterproof and water resistant. Can be used for like camping, hiking, or just carrying it around in quick emergencies. It's the size of a notebook, still made with monocrystalline solar cells. The Mini 40 is actually going to do some cool stuff. This is going to work with, let's say, the 100 plus, the 240 plus, the 300 plus, and the 500 station. So the Mini 40, kind of cool, nice, and beautiful. I did show you guys that a little bit ago, but book-sized, of course, perfectly. Now we're going to move over to the Jackery Explorer 100 panel. Now this is, of course, a nice, large solar panel. The Jackery Explorer solar panel, Solar Saga 100, is going to work on a lot of different stations, from the 240, 300, the 500, the 1000, the 1500, of course, as well. Now with this, it's got, of course, kickstands or stands built in. They are Velcroed on. That means you should be able to set this up in under 10 minutes. Now in the back, you're going to have, of course, the zipper pocket. Inside the zipper pocket is a 9-foot cable. This cable, of course, has two different plug styles. It has two different round DC plugs for your larger systems and your smaller systems. Pick and choose what plug you need, and you're good to go. Now back here also is going to be, of course, if I can show you guys this, there's a little orange plug. That orange plug actually has a USB-C port and a USB-A port. Now with this, it's made from ETFE laminated case. It's actually got ETFE handle right here. This handle, of course, is easy and accessible to be carried. With it, it's got earth magnets that will keep it closed, but it's got these beautiful monocrystalline solar cells that's going to grab about 23.5% more efficiency, including in lower light settings with that. Now, still fully waterproof and water resistant in harsh and wet weather, which means you guys can put this out in the rain, and it's not going to hurt this device. Now, what's even better is how large it is. If you guys can see, it's grabbing the lights off my or the light off of my solar or my panels, and it's actually grabbing that light quite well and reflecting it. So just imagine that outside in the sun, connected up to your system, grabbing about 100 watts of charge power at 18 volts. And that's what this actually does. Is 100 watts at 18 volts of charging capability for this. This is a great solar panel, a beautiful solar panel. It's about $238 today. Definitely worth checking and adding to your cart. Any questions about that panel, please ask. Now with that, we're going to move over, of course, to the last product in the carousel, and that's going to be the 200. Now, the Jackery Explorer Solar Saga 200 panel is actually a cool panel. This panel, of course, is going to work on your 1500 Pro, your 2000 Pro, your 2000 Plus, and your 3000 Pro system. Now, with this one, we're going to pop over here. We're going to shut that down. We're going to grab this image. We're going to show you guys this video of this. Now, this is a trifold design with quad panels. It's actually got or 3 legs of kickstands. It's got a 9.5 foot to almost 10 foot cable inside the case. Now that case does have zippers and of course a nice little latch to keep it inside when you're not using it. Now with it, you should be able to set this up in under 30 seconds with no problem. This is going to grab about 24.5% efficiency in conversion rate of power over others in its class, which is kind of cool with that. Now, still fully waterproof and water resistant in harsh and wet weather. It can even be put out in, like, let's say, like a dust cloud. You should just be able to take a hose to it and wash it off without a problem, or a wash rag if you wanted. Now, with it, it's accessible and carryable. It can be taken pretty much anywhere. It does weigh a little bit, guys, though. Do know that this solar panel does have a little bit of weight. I think it's something like 21 pounds. So the solar panel does weigh a little bit. It's not the lightest solar panel, but of course it's not the small solar panel. It's a nice sized panel. Now with it right here, you guys are going to see me plugging it in, connecting it up to the 3000 Pro. You're going to see it's going to take about, I think it's like 150 plus watts instantly once it's plugged in. To get that much wattage instantly as it's plugged in is actually kind of cool to see how quick it starts working and charging. So right there, you guys saw me plug it in, turn it on, and grab this the phone. 153 watts right there. It's going to take, of course, about 9 hours to charge this device. That's it. With one panel, 9 hours. If you have, of course, like 6 of them, 2 hours is what it's going to take. That's kind of cool. I like that. Right there, you guys can see the actual kickstands on the back and everything with that. Now, like I was saying, guys, the Earth Day sale, there's a lot of cool products at fundamentally very awesome prices. Now, of course, a lot of these deals are going to last till about the 28th, of course, with that. Oops, wrong thing. The 28th. So these deals are going to last till the 28th. For one, first and foremost, you're going to get, of course, the free carrying bag with any purchase over $1,000. We also have that 5% off clippable coupon. that we're showing you guys right there in that banner. So if you guys use that coupon, you're good to save 5% as well on top of that. Now, if you guys want to know, the carrying bag is actually really, really amazing bag. So definitely worth checking out and having some fun with that. Any questions about any of the products that we showed tonight? Yeah, yep. Yeah, you're eligible up to, I think it's like up to about 30% tax credit or something like that, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. So any questions, guys, at all? I don't see no questions. So I want to appreciate and thank everybody for being here tonight and hanging out with us. I will tell you guys we'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Oh, oops. I didn't switch hats. I did not realize I was. Yep. Okay. I didn't switch hats. Good call on that. All right, guys. I will be back tomorrow night, same time. Another great show. Bunch of good deals. So hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow night. With that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll see you guys on the next. Later, everybody. Have a good night.